This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. It's time to go one-on-one with DP. Coming at you live from the Koppel Chevrolet GMC studios. Here is your host, Derek Pearson. Presented by Beatrice Bakery on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Tuesday morning, 10 o'clock, one-on-one brought to you by the folks from Beatrice Bakery. I want to thank them for what they do, providing this hour of sports radio. 402-464-5685, Starter Heyman text line. Honda Lincoln hotline. You can follow on the Starter Heyman video stream, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and now Twitter Live. So you can see what's going on in the studio. You can hit the app. The app is flowing and fluid. It's good. Ticketfm.com if you want to just jump on the website and click the watch now, listen now button, whatever you want to do. Going to kill a couple of birds with the same stone today. Within what we do, and Beatrice Bakery allows us to put smiles on the faces of people who do extraordinary things, extraordinary work from extraordinary places. And in this community, there's somebody who does an extraordinary job under very, very unique circumstances. So what we would like to do is put together a small care package for this person because they do the heavy lifting. It's a familiar name. But it does not get the conversation required because while her husband runs the basketball program and her sons are all excelling at life, she holds it down. She holds it down. And I think the stories that can be told and should be told come from the matriarch who holds it down. So we're going to send some goodies with Sam for his mom, just to say she is appreciated and thought well of. We know that sitting in the stand some nights isn't fun. We know that making sure that you guys are on time and in place isn't always easy. And then she has to be the voice of reason when alpha males decide they're going to alpha to their own detriment. So to your mom, we want to send a little care package, courtesy of folks in Beatrice Bakery, just to say thank you. Let's bring in our guest, Sam Hoiberg. Sam, let's talk about mom, because his career has been like it's easily trackable. But within that, there's somebody who holds it together when the health goes left, holds it together when the job changes and the moves have to happen, just to hold together when the sons have to learn to find their way in a new community, a new state, in a new spot. She holds it together. Who is she? Talk about your mom.
Man, my mom's the best. Whenever we've had to do moves and stuff, she's always been like extremely positive about it and just makes us like, because when we had to move here, especially me and my brother, we were very like negative about it, and she kept us positive, just wanted us to keep just give it a chance, and we loved it here. So it's always listen to mom at our home. Like, we know she knows best, and she's always going to be there for us.
How much of ball games before you're on the bench of the game, when you're sitting in the crowd, how much of what's said in the building do you hear?
So because there was COVID the year before I got here, and then the year before that, I didn't feel there was that much talk that I heard.
Okay,
at least just because that team was obviously new, and we had 2 football players playing at one point, so
right.
There wasn't a lot you could say about them, and I try to tune it out, so it's not too bad.
How do you tune out social media? How do you deal with it?
Yeah, I try my best to. Like, sometimes I'll look on Twitter and stuff, but I don't take anything seriously from what people say.
They don't know you.
Yeah. So, I especially learned that from when my dad was with the Bulls. All the stuff that people say is just they don't know what they're talking about. They just want to be negative. And so I just learned to not take anything serious, just laugh at it if I see it. So
with that, what was mom saying to you about being a Hoiberg and playing in the sport in which the name is tied to in this space. So you're playing high school ball. How much of the conversation was you have to remember you're Sam Hoiberg. You're not anonymous. You're not Joe Smith. Something's else is tied to this.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, because I didn't really get too bothered by stuff that people said. We didn't have to have that conversation very often.
Mm.
I think it'd more be my dad. Like if I ever like did something cocky, he'd tell me like stop, that's stupid. Like, so I never celebrate any of my baskets unless it's like a huge shot or anything. But
what are the
I
what
stay
are the
pretty quiet when I
unspoken
play.
Hoiberg basketball rules? Things that he's passed out, because that's got to be exceptional.
Yeah, don't celebrate like a random 3 in a game. Just act like you've been there before. Level-headed, obviously. Don't talk. Just let your game do the talking.
That's so funny because
Can we call those like Hoibergisms?
yeah. Just to find out what those are, right? Because I would imagine most of the trash talk you got was, "Hey man, tell your dad." It would be hard to resist somebody talking about my dad.
Yeah, it was more the fans though that would do that. The players couldn't say anything.
What's the best sign that's ever been made for you at like a high school game where you looked up and you just went, "Okay, that's pretty clever"?
I don't know if I can think of one.
Because that's tough times, right?
Yeah.
That to do that. Now, I know a lot of brothers who play together, and most will say there's good and bad because there's an acknowledgement and accountability. What did you get different from playing with your brother that comes to mind? What's the thing that you get from playing with your brother?
Yeah, I mean, we had insane chemistry together just from playing together all of our lives. Like, I remember sometimes in film sessions, our high school coach would be like, "How did you guys do that?" Like, it'd be like a pass, like me in the corner with 2 guys on me. I'd chuck it over my head right to Charlie from the other side of the court, and he'd make a 3. So I think we just always knew where to go, and like we knew where we would see each other, and we always saw each other on the court. So,
did you ever have the urge to tell your coach, "Hey, that's not how that's supposed to go"?
yeah, if I felt like he was like saying something wrong, especially about me, I'd be like, "Well, I was trying to do this," and they'd be like, "Oh, okay, that makes sense."
Does that come up now with your dad?
Not as much because I feel like he really knows what he's talking about. Like, and I learned everything I know from him, so I can't like really.
What's the line? When is he dad and when is he coach, or is he always both?
He's mainly dad to me.
Yeah.
So, coach is like practice and games, obviously, but he's mainly dad to me.
So when you're having a moment at practice and you're running things and it's going well or not going well, and he speaks to you, your response back is,
I try to stay away from. It's
just as much.
It'd be so weird for me to call him coach.
Right?
Like, I just acknowledge him. And I don't really say like coach or dad. Really,
You ever said Coach Dad?
I have not.
I just think that would be like I've been around it, and it comes up and it's conscious. People just go, "Okay, that doesn't work for me, and I don't really know how to deal with it." So it's there. You were in with Kobe a week ago, and we were talking about this. A lot of the perception as it currently exists is you as a practice squad and the bench kind of player for this program. But I don't believe that you believe that.
I definitely don't. I mean, I took this year, my redshirt year, as a development year because I knew I wasn't ready. Like, that's fair for the fans to think that. Like, especially in high school, I wasn't good enough. Like, I had low D1 looks, but I wasn't close to Power 5 ready. But I really worked hard this year, and I'm going to keep working hard. I don't like my goal right now is to just sneak my way in the rotation this season, start playing some meaningful minutes, and then get more and more as my career goes on.
Who were the low majors that were after you, or at least interested?
North Dakota State, Colgate. Colgate was, if COVID didn't happen, I probably would have gone there.
Okay,
and they're pretty good. They make the tournament, almost every year in the Patriot League. But Holy Cross a little bit, Abilene Christian, and Boise State.
Wow. Okay, so you were in the space. What is it that you have to work on to get into the rotation? What do you think in your head? What's the conversation you have with yourself? You have to get better at this.
Well, in high school, it was I had to, because in high school the last couple of years I was getting stronger, and like I'd always been a really good 3-point shooter my whole life, and I was losing it a little bit. I was in a slump, just mentally couldn't like figure it out. And then I got here and I was like, I need to become a knockdown 3-point shooter. Like I have to be able to hit it whenever I'm wide open, be high 30, low 40%. And that's what I've been working on the most, is try to become that knockdown guy that will make it if he's open. So I worked really hard. I was 41% in practice this season.
Mhm.
And then now at this point, it's just being able to guard, because I play really hard on defense. I just got to get used to guarding taller guys and being able to always stay in front of those really quick.
Is it at your size? Is it being quicker or stronger, or both?
Well, I think I'm strong enough.
Okay.
Because I worked hard in the weight room, and I've always been pretty strong. So
Okay.
it's mainly about quickness and just being smart on defense, not being too physical. But defense, I think, is one of my strengths in my game. So I don't think that'll be too much of an issue for me. It's just working on being able to guard those taller guys.
Is it getting into the space? You get a new kind of defensive philosophy that folks are kind of looking to see what happens. That it has to be a little different just because of change of coaching personnel. As a player, how much does that affect you? Are you ear to the wall? Hey, this is what we're going to run. This is what I need to work on.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I think getting the defensive schemes isn't that difficult. Just like, because we're gonna put in some new principles defensively with Coach Adam coming in, but I think
Don't give any away. I don't want to get in trouble. I don't want to get in trouble today. I don't need that phone call. But Sam's on here giving away secrets.
So let's ask you everything.
Sam, we need to know what the locker room code is. We're not doing any of that. Seriously. So, especially talking to your brothers, talking to your dad, is it Big Ten defense? Is it different? Is that what you're finding out?
Yeah, I mean, it's more like it's just guarding the better talented players, like more athletic, stronger. That's the difference with it. And then coming to the college game, I realized that like these defenses are really like structured, like way more than high school basketball.
To take away this particular thing from this particular player at this particular point of the game, and from this spot on the floor, like to figure out those things that are there. You get to work against. Last year, you got to work against the top guys, right? So day to day, you're hitting 41% from three. How much of that is brought into practice as a part of the approach? That, hey, Kobe, look, man, Sam's at 41% from three. What can we do? That's got to be a little bit reaffirming that, yeah, you can do this at this level, that you can make threes, and that can be a part of your identity.
Yeah, that was the biggest thing for me, was being able to do it against like actual Big Ten players, and being on scout team was huge for me because I was forced to take shots that I wouldn't normally take, and now I feel comfortable enough to actually take shots like that.
Yeah.
So
yeah, but, just to figure that out, and from your perspective and your vantage, you would see what works and what didn't work.
Yeah.
Now, how much of that was a part of the conversation at practice? Hey, Kobe, they're taking this away from you. You need to work on this. Were these players open to that?
I mean, I think they were a little bit, because I would try to like give them advice and stuff. And at the start of the season, maybe less because I didn't have as much respect. But as the season went on, I got the respect of the guys. I played well at practice, and they're like, okay, I see that. So I could help them out a little bit, I think.
How was this year for you? I know that it was disappointing because we talked even before season, and I got the pleasure of talking to you guys before the season started. And so I kind of knew what you guys thought the season was going to be. And I was with you right along because I thought, okay, you've got all the pieces. Now let's see if you can put it together and do this. What was the year like from your perspective? Because your perspective is unique. Nobody else has your perspective on this thing. What was this year like for you?
Team as a group, it was obviously very difficult losing that many games, especially with what we expected. And I feel like I kind of saw it more than others did because a lot of people expected us to go to the tournament this year, and I I knew that wasn't gonna happen, so I didn't expect it to be like as bad as it was. So that was pretty difficult dealing with that, but I just took it as just got to work harder, do what I can do, and hopefully be able to help fix it next season. So I really stuck to that, and so it wasn't too bad for me. I just really wanted to just keep getting better, and I saw myself getting better. So it was a positive year for me individually.
We're talking to Sam Hoiberg, and I'll ask you what your season was like, because going through all of this, coach's son, being there, doing the work, and not necessarily getting the payoff that other players are getting, but you know how far you went, how far you came along. What was the year like for you?
Yeah, I've improved a lot. I'm miles better of a player since I was in high school. So that's one of the reasons I think I can hopefully get in the rotation this year.
Mhm.
So, and I'm not going to be too like, I mean, I'll just say I don't want to be stupid about it and be
Mhm.
like, oh, I'm definitely playing next year. I'm going to start
Yeah.
or something like that. I know like if I'm going to play, it's going to be like maybe I'll play 4 minutes this game and then sit the bench 2 games and play 15 the next or something like that. But that's fine with me. I just want to start getting those minutes. But I know that with the year I had this year, I've improved a lot to put myself in a position to at least have a chance to at least fight the other guys for minutes. So this was a really positive year for me individually.
It's funny that when we talked previously, we talked about looking at the roster and looking at the talent coming in, and you said a thing about, well, here's how I look at this. I'm looking at guys that can help us win. How much is winning a part of the conversation within the program?
As of right now, it's more focused on doing the things that are going to help us win
Mhm.
and not necessarily we need to win.
Mhm.
So I think that's a better way to do it versus just putting all the pressure on us. Be like, we need to win games. Like it's more about doing the stuff that will help us win in
And
the future.
what are those things in your mind, to your mind? What can you do to make sure that the things that lead to winning happen for you?
Yeah, I mean, we've really made a note this spring is to establish a better culture. So I've been trying to help with that, like hold guys accountable and try to get everyone closer as a group. We've hung out more times as a team already than we did all of last year. So I think trying to get everyone closer and just build a culture where people want to see each other succeed and not get jealous of other people's successes.
That's a part of it. Like that's a huge part of it, especially with NIL now. Folks, there are folks who are getting a little bit more than others. A lot of the concerns that fans have is that, well, it's going to create a divide in the locker room. But is that true in your mind, or really do players pay attention or not pay attention?
I think this year it's not going to be too much of an issue. I think I won't name any names, but last year it definitely could have been there could have been some jealousy with that.
Mm-hmm.
But this year I don't see it as much. So I don't think that'll be too much of an issue for us.
What's the thing that each player can do better between now and October?
I think just everyone needs to get bought into this culture and they can do that by, taking accountability, being able to see like coach like take coaching. You have to take coaching.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they're here to help. And I think that just listening to them is going to help them so much. So just doing that and obviously just working hard, getting in extra work. So
How do you? Each player has their own preference for how they're coached. Some need the pat on the back. Some need the foot in the pants. Some need the psychological connection. Some need the emotional. What is it for you that moves you?
I'd say it's kind of a mix for me. Like there can be times where like pat on the back helps me a lot because I grow off of confidence, just as everybody does. But
Mm.
like if I have a coach that's telling me like you have to like shoot, keep shooting, you will make this shot. Like that helps me a lot. But if it's something else, like I'm not playing hard enough, I want a coach that will get on me and make sure I keep doing that. But I don't think I have to be pushed very hard to do that. So I don't think necessarily like a super like coach that will get pissed off at you and
Mhm.
really like have to push you is my type. I think a little bit more like my dad would be. what I would
Do you
prefer.
know when you're working hard enough? And that I put that in air quotes, hard enough, because there are people who do the fake hustle where they make it look like they're working hard, or they work hard enough to say they're working hard, but not really getting better. Do you know when you're maxed out?
Yeah, I mean, when you're max, you have to be, coach, take me out. Like that's the sign that you're playing hard enough.
Like that you're not ashamed of it,
Yeah, definitely not.
right? Like I know the difference of when, you know what, I need a break because the tank is empty. And I think that's a valuable part. Most people will think that at the back end of a roster, those players have to be players who work harder than everybody on the floor, everybody in the space. Will that remain true if you're moved up into the rotation?
Yeah, I mean, something I've talked about with all the coaches, because we made goals for this season,
Mm-hmm.
and one of my goals was if I am playing, I want to be looked at as the guy that is playing like super hard and is the guy that everyone like looks and like be like that guy. Like he plays so hard, and that's how you should play every game. So that's what I want to be, because I've always tried to be that guy, dive on the floor, play hard on defense. So that's going to be even more this year, just with the the extra juice of being on a college floor. Like I already know that I'm going to be playing that hard, so it's going to be fun.
Is this system that you're playing in, is this an IQ system? Is this a talent system, a skill system? What is it? How would you describe it?
I don't think it's necessarily a certain system. I think IQ definitely and talent will play into it for sure, but I don't think you have to be one type of player to be able to play in it. I think you just have to, do the right things, and then you'll be able to play well in it. You just have to run it, honestly.
I would love to. A couple of practices, run it seems to be the thing that when things are going the right way, run it is kind of the acknowledgement that everybody knows what they should be doing. Now they just have to execute. How important is this? That word, execute. Like there's a pass beyond talking and drills and everything, but as Jay Foreman likes to say, at some point the players have to play. How important is that in the grand pie of Nebraska basketball? Is execution, simply taking what you do at practice and getting it into games.
Huge. I mean, it's literally the biggest thing for us that we can do this season is just execute what the coaches are telling us, because they've all been in winning programs before. They know how to win, and not a lot of our players have. Derek made the tournament. Juwan has made the tournament, but that's it. So we have to, or I think Sam did too, but yeah. So we don't have a lot of guys that have been on a winning program. So we just need to listen and execute what the coaches who have won have told us, and that will help us so much if we can do that.
A huge part of winning in successful programs is the standard set because the players accept coaching. It's such a big part of it. At this level, everybody's got talent. At this level, everybody seems to work hard. The difference is, have you bought into to the idea that the coaches are putting across, because that's where the holes happen. Can you hang out for one more segment?
Yeah,
I want to get your take on the playoffs. If I just talk to basketball with Rico, we go in circles. So I need somebody else to add to this thing. That's how it works. Sam Hoiberg is with us here on 101. We'll be right back.
Download our app by searching 93.7 The Ticket in your app store. You're listening to One-on-One with DP on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. This is your High School Minute.
With your Southeast Community College High School Minute, I'm Gus Cotto. For the first time in over a decade, Lincoln is sending 7 soccer teams to state this year. In Class A girls, it's Lincoln Southeast, Lincoln Southwest, Lincoln East, and Lincoln Pius X. In Class A boys, it's Southwest and East. In Class B girls, Lincoln Lutheran and Raymond Central RN. Lincoln Southeast Baseball punched their ticket to state by walking off Lincoln North Star and Columbus in back-to-back games on Saturday. San Jose commit Jalen Wordley led Lincoln East Baseball past Omaha Westside to win the A4 District Championship. Wordley struck out 11 and only allowed 1 hit in 5 innings of work in the East win. This has been your Southeast Community College High School Minute. Learn more today at southeast.edu.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Gaina Trucking guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round, and their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Join us at Cactus by Venue for our new America's Favorites menu. We're keeping your favorite dips and tacos and adding brand new dishes, including delicious steaks, burgers, pastas, and more. Focusing on vibrant casual dining using a blend of fresh ingredients prepared from scratch. Located at 56 and Highway 2 in the Edgewood Shopping Center, see the whole menu online at cactusbyvenue.com and order yours to go at venuedelivered.com. His favorites.
Spring is here. Are you giving your yard the best chance at being healthy and green? Call Penner Sprinkler and Lawn to get your sprinklers ready to go for the season if they haven't been working properly. They're also scheduling installs for new sprinkler systems if you don't have one. So make sure you contact them early to get a bid as soon as possible. Plus, they're your one place to go for 5-step fertilizer and pesticide application and lawn aeration. Call Penner Sprinkler and Lawn today at 402-413-1215.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by Security First Bank, a relationship you can count on.
Expect increasing cloud cover, not quite as hot today as we'll be topping out near 83. Winds out of the northeast, a little breezy at 15 to 20. Partly cloudy tonight with a low down to 63. Slight chance of thunderstorms tomorrow morning, then becoming hot and windy as we'll top out near 92. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Do you want your date to wait for your interlock device to let you drive? Your kids to ask why you have an ankle bracelet? Or your boss to see your criminal history? Do you want to miss important life events because of house arrest? Get a ride. A DUI costs more than you think.
Brought to you by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Hey, it's Nelson. We all know life gets a little hectic. You're just looking for that right amount of balance for stress relief with your busy lifestyle while trying to not break the bank. That's why you gotta stop by the newest Caterpillar Vapes location right here in Lincoln, 2601 North 11th Street. The Caterpillar team is made up of people just like you, wanting the best product at the best price. They can walk you through the largest selection in town, answer any questions, and find you that perfect balance. First-time customers get 50% off their entire purchase. Stop in and see for yourself. For more, find them on Facebook or online at CaterpillarVapes.com.
Action Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electric ensures our home and office HVAC systems run smoothly throughout the year to provide maximum comfort and convenience. Routine maintenance reduced our operating costs just by improving the efficiency of our unit. Consider a maintenance agreement to ensure you too receive priority for services and scheduling. This helps meet manufacturer warranty requirements. Action delivers honest quality services we can count on. To learn more, visit actionlincoln.com.
You're listening to One on One with DP, sponsored by Beatrice Bakery on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back to One on One. Again, 402-464-5685. Starter Hemi text line. 5 times. Have you gotten any calls yet about what you said on air? Sam, have you gotten any calls worried about like what you're saying?
I have not.
No, well done. Well done. We call this a victory. We call it a victory.
Just wait till like 11:05.
Yeah. It's like, wait a minute, what are you doing over there? What are you doing? It's so I have to ask you this because I asked this of all the student athletes. Are your parents okay with you doing this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
A little more so.
More importantly, is mom okay with it? Like that's the one I need to make sure.
Yeah, they really enjoyed the last show. They're excited for
See
it.
that's it. Don't share the secret yet. Let's not do that yet. Let's not do that. Let's let that marinate a little bit. What are the plans for the next few weeks for the Hoiberg clan? What are you guys gonna do?
Well, we're going to Hawaii on the 19th. for a week, and then we'll go straight to our lake house in Minnesota.
Mhm.
And then
You do any fishing? What do you do? What do you do? Go to the lake house?
boating,
Boating?
a little bit of fishing, not a
Water
lot.
skiing, a little bit.
Yeah, we got one of those boats that you can wake surf on.
Oh,
yeah, last summer.
Oh,
so
look
we've been getting into that.
Fancy Hoiberg family vacation.
All right, so old school one-on-one live from the Hoiberg Lake House.
we'll have him video stream in. We'll have him video stream in from the boat. Like just call in.
Oh no, I'm saying we're just gonna join them.
Oh, we're just gonna ambush
stream from up there.
We're just gonna ambush the family.
Yeah,
Is that
yeah.
Perfect.
Hoiberg's on the radio for a couple of days. It'll be all right. People will love it.
what are you gonna do in Hawaii? Is there a plan, or are you just gonna go and enjoy yourselves?
Well, we're going to Maui, and one of the days we're playing on the plantation golf course, which is where they had that tournament.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty excited for that.
Can you hit them? Are you good?
I was last year my scoring average for golf team was 36.5 per 9.
Okay. All right. That's a lot of time. Who's the best golfer in the family?
Charlie, my twin.
Oh.
He got to a +2 handicap last summer.
What's your favorite place to play then?
Or in Lincoln, or just in general?
Yeah.
Firethorn.
Firethorn, and where else? Where else could you like?
I like Highlands.
Do you have a wish list? Like, you think you're like, hey, Dad, can you get us down to Augusta? Are you good?
We've had that conversation.
Can you get us down there? What's your dad hit?
Well, back in his heyday when he was in the NBA, he was like a 1 handicap at his best. But I think he's like an 8 probably now.
Oh, so you can take him out there and give him a little.
Yeah, easily.
No wagering, no betting, like extra chores, nothing like that. No extra
none of
sprints.
that.
No extra sprints. If he...
Hey, Dad, you have to join the workout if I win.
That would be fun. Like Sam's getting you. Wait a minute. That's not a bad idea.
Give me some ideas.
That's not a bad idea.
All right,
at
Dad,
all.
you got to run with the second unit.
Yeah.
against the ones.
Right. Does Dad play with you guys? Is he out? Does he ever get out there? He resists the urge.
Well, I think his heart, he can't.
Can he do the shooting competitions against you?
He's never done any. I'll try to get him in one, maybe.
Yeah, just to see.
We need that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He can still shoot probably better than anyone on our team. Maybe Case is better,
but just barely. All right, let's go through. Last night Boston ties that series up at 2-2. A +15 fourth quarter. Sam, what'd you see, man?
Al Horford is not washed.
He's right. Like they've done. Is he like super underrated?
I mean, I guess, but like
for a 7-footer,
no one saw this coming. Like he was, I think, because he was an all-star for 3 years, but I don't think anybody saw this coming this season, at least.
Atlanta Al Horford was different. This Al Horford that's kind of been bouncing around has his nights, but for the most part, he's just a consistent, maybe somewhere between 15 and 10 points, and he's going to give you a couple rebounds and
30 burger.
He's just going to be in the middle.
30 burger.
He got dunked on by Giannis. Was just nodding. He's like, okay, you want to do that? Bet.
He dunked on him.
Can Boston win the series? What percentage? If 50-50, it's 2-2, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's a 3-game series now. 50-50 is we just don't know. Where do you put Boston on the sliding scale for a chance to beat Milwaukee?
At this point, I think it's 45-55 Milwaukee's favor.
Just slightly because of Giannis.
Yeah.
Like there's literally no other reason.
They won last year. They know how to do it, but Celtics are no joke.
If this goes to a game 7, it's going to be a problem for Milwaukee.
Yeah, because it'll be in Boston. Right?
They don't want that. I think Milwaukee's a higher seed.
No, I don't think
No?
they are.
No, because that was game 4.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
I don't think they are.
Yeah, you're right.
Right? And
if this goes to game 7, but Milwaukee cannot afford it going to a game 7.
They got to finish this thing. Who is Golden State the front runner now in the West?
I think they got to be. But Suns are pretty good, but they're tied with the Mavs now. So.
Right.
I think it's got to be Golden State, but anyone can win it.
The emergence of Jordan Poole has pushed Golden State to the front runner.
I love that story so much, and I don't know why. Like, I'm not
because so when he got drafted, I just saw the video. When he got drafted, there was, one of the analysts was there,
Worst
and he
pick
goes,
ever.
"This is the worst pick of the first round. I'm
Worst
just
pick.
no offense to Jordan Poole, but this is the worst pick
No
Golden
offense.
State could have done." I was like, "No offense, you just you pretty much just called him trash. What are you doing?"
No offense, but you are awful.
And now Jordan Poole's playing his way to a max contract somewhere.
Sam, let me ask you. So we were kind of playing in this pool last week, but if you could play, I asked you who your favorite player to watch was, but if you could play with one player in the league,
Ooh,
if it's just like, hey, all the teams will line up and they're going to scrimmage, and you could pick any team that's left in the playoffs to play with, right? So there's Golden State, Memphis, Milwaukee, Boston, Philly, Miami, Dallas, Phoenix, and some of it has to do with the people on the team, right? Or maybe the style of play. Who would you want to play with?
Has to be Golden State.
As
As a shooter, has to be Golden State. Because, I mean, you have Draymond who doesn't shoot the ball. Like, he's looking to get you a wide open three.
Mhm.
And then, obviously, the other guys are going to do a lot of the work. But I know you get to, shoot a lot of threes on that team.
Plus, Steph gives you the green light, right? Like, you
A lot of space on the floor.
Yeah, and you're not going to get the number one defender.
Yeah.
Or number two.
And now you're not going to get number three.
Or number three. Right, through that. How close is Golden State's system to Nebraska's?
I mean, I think we definitely take, Steve Kerr has taken stuff from my dad's Iowa State system. So he's used some of his, he has a play called Cyclone that he used, in the playoffs a couple years ago. And the play that Clay hit that shot, we have that play in our system.
You have it in the system.
Yeah.
So maybe next year you can beat Clay and just.
Yeah.
You got to get the headband.
I have the headband.
Oh, yeah, you do.
Yeah. Okay, that's your. I'm going to give you $1 million idea, but the Sam Hoiberg headband, that has to happen.
Yeah. I've been trying to make it happen.
The Hoiberg headband.
The Hoiband.
The Hoiband. That has to happen. We got to work that. We'll talk later.
Well, yeah.
I'm selling here at the station.
we'll talk about those. Look, just you can see an entire summer of people.
Look at that! Look at that! Look at that! The hamster is running right now.
all through that. Tonight, Philly and Miami, they go back to South Beach, tied it to the return of Embiid and the reemergence of the beard. Who you got tonight?
I think Sixers. They look good.
Embiid just changes all of it.
Yeah.
There's less required for anybody else. And Harden figures out, okay, I don't have to be Superman all the time.
There are not many teams who have anybody who can stop Embiid. Miami has Bam, but even he struggles.
And he's still an elite defender. But to me, I think Miami is the most underrated team in basketball. We don't talk about Miami enough. As the number one seed in the East, when the East had value, Spoelstra just doesn't get the love. We talk about great coaches. That's not the name that comes up in the first 3 or 4 names, but it should be, because there's zero reason why Miami should be a 1 seed, other than the fact that everything happens well.
Because this isn't the same bubble Jimmy Butler. He's still an amazing player. He's still an all-star. But bubble Jimmy Butler was playing on a different plane. This Jimmy Butler is getting his team more involved, and Miami is just so well equipped to handle just about everybody in the playoffs.
Do you guys put Jimmy Butler in the top 10 players? Is he top 10? And this is what I find fascinating. Because, again, it's Miami, the 1 seed. They're the 1 seed because of Jimmy Butler. Plain and simple.
In the whole league. Not just
but
in
in
the
the
playoffs
entire league, is Jimmy Butler top 10, top 15, top 20? We can say, is he – where would you put him?
I might be able to get him in the top 15.
I agree. I think top 15. Well, he was an all-star, so
yeah.
How many people are on the all-star team?
24? No. It's not 12 on each. It could be 20.
30 maybe?
Something like that.
30 total?
I can give him top 15.
Yeah, because he's better. I mean, he, especially in the playoffs, he had 42 last game.
Mm-hmm.
So,
let's say you could swap. Would you swap Jimmy Butler for Klay Thompson?
With that team, no.
No.
Would you swap Jimmy Butler with Chris Middleton?
No.
No.
Would you swap Jimmy Butler with Jaylen Brown?
Yes.
Those two play pretty similar.
Jason Tatum?
No.
Definitely not.
Jaylen Brown and Jimmy Butler would not get along.
Then where's CP3?
What do you mean?
Top 5, top 10, top 15?
Oh, he's top 10.
Top 12 area. I need to get like a list of players though.
Yeah,
I
that's
feel like I could forget some guys. Like,
oh
he's
yeah,
definitely worse.
I'm definitely forgetting somebody,
Well,
but I'd give him top 10.
Well, if you think of like there's 8 playoff teams left, that removes, and you're talking about Jokic and like there's a ton of star players that they're not playing anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Trey's not playing anymore. Like it's a whole thing. But then you focus on this 8, and even within this 8, the top 10 players is a pretty strong top 10 player. So I think the NBA for value, they've increased the league. It's hard to ask you this, but I need to. Are you a bigger fan of college basketball than NBA?
By far. I mean, NBA makes it way closer,
Mm-hmm.
but like regular season, I can't barely watch NBA just because it looks like they're not even trying.
Do you find yourself scouting and watching specifically Big Ten basketball, or do you drift into other spaces?
I watch more Big Ten, but I watch all college basketball. So I love watching college basketball in general. So
do you ever just watch?
Yeah.
Or is it?
Do you find it hard to just watch without
or is
breaking
it?
things
Yeah.
down?
Are you breaking it down the whole time?
I'm not at that point yet. Maybe in the future when I want to be a coach, but not. I just watch for the most part now. Like I'll notice things, but I can still watch and just enjoy it.
Yeah, I fail miserably just turning my brain off.
I sat next to DP for a game, and he's just breaking down plays the whole time. I'm just like, I just want to be excited when somebody hits a 3 or does it. Can you stop?
No, I'm like, no, I can't. I can't.
He's like, there's a back cut right here, and he's like trying to break things down before they happen. And I was like, stop it.
It's terrible. It's a terrible thing. So I can imagine the Hoiberg household when basketball's on the screen over dinner, and mom's like, nope.
That TV's off.
Yep.
That's what she does.
Not gonna do it. Picks for tonight: Dallas at Phoenix, gentlemen.
Phoenix.
Give me Phoenix. Give me Devin Booker.
Booker's your leading scorer for the game.
That's a lie. Give me Phoenix. Give me Luka. And then Jalen Brunson's going to go
Sixers, Miami. Who's your leading scorer?
Give me Philly and Joel. Second game back. He's got his sea legs back under him.
Who's your leading scorers tonight, Sam? Who you got?
Luka and Embiid. I feel like those are the obvious two.
Sometimes I have to go off the. I picked like, I don't remember, like the third player for Phoenix once, and he was like a point off of being the leading scorer. And I was like,
well, you never know, man.
Jalen Brunson hit me with the 42, and I was like, "Are you kidding
me?" No breakfast for you. That's how it is.
Yeah.
So. All right, Sam. Man, I appreciate you doing this. This is good. This is fun. It's good to have the listeners to give them access to you because you've got some information that's good for them and good for their hearts. So we'll appreciate that. We'll talk more soon.
For sure.
We'll throw the break. We'll close out one-on-one. For Sean Jackson, the Captain Show will take over at 11 o'clock, and he's got an All-American Husker. Stay tuned.
Watch live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. You're listening to One-on-One with DP on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
The best time to have your air conditioner serviced is before you really need it. Call Bryant now and schedule your spring air conditioning service check. No matter what brand equipment you have, Bryant's trained technicians will thoroughly clean, inspect, and test to make sure it's ready to cool efficiently when hot weather hits. You'll stay cool and comfortable when you need it most. Just call 467-1111 to schedule your air conditioning check. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. We do whatever it takes.
In every office, there's 2 types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that First person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels and Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win, and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday, you lost Wednesday, you're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels and Joe.
Wedding season is underway. Stop wearing your fading, wrinkling shirts and update your wardrobe today at M Suits Clothiers in Lincoln. M Suits has men's clothing for every occasion, from business to leisure to weddings and formals. And they've been chosen by Lincoln as best of men's clothing for 4 years running. The buying process is quick and easy with personal service that's hard to find. And they're family owned, where you are also treated like a part of the family. M Suits Clothiers, just south of 56th and Pine Lake on Red Rock Lane.
Yo, it's the captain, Rashawn Jackson. Join me this Wednesday at Wingstop at 28th and Pine Lake Road from 11 to 2 for your Husker sports talk and, most importantly, wings. That's Wednesday at Wingstop at 28th and Pine Lake, the official sponsor of the captain. Order wings ahead at wingstop.com. See you there.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Gaina Trucking guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round, and their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and it's been a great start here to the year as 2022 new inventory continues to roll in. Our pre-owned lot remains full, and we are selling at a record pace. I was just down at Koppel talking about a new order for myself, and they let me know I can actually start ordering a 2023 here later this spring. So stop on in to get your new 2022, your pre-owned vehicle, or maybe talk about ordering here for 2023. Check them out online at koppelcars.com. You'll be glad you did.
You're listening to One-on-One with DP, presented by Beatrice Bakery on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Final segment of One-on-One on a Tuesday. And again, Rashawn Jackson he's got a show for you. It's a good one. It's a good one. 45 minutes with Sam Hoiberg. Rico, your thoughts?
His voice doesn't match what he looks like.
You have the baby face.
Very knowledgeable. I was wondering, I kind of wanted you to ask him, but I was going to see if it would come up naturally if he wanted to be a coach at some point. He said he did.
He does.
I think he'd be a fantastic coach. I'm excited. Seems like an extremely hard worker. I'm excited. I hope he can work his way into the rotation. I want to see that 41% from 3.
The other players that have talked about him
only have good things to say.
Only, like, it's not even, and it's not from that. Kobe was saying that they'd been in the gym with some of the remaining guys, and it got a little contested, a little heated. That they were competing, and that everybody is on equal footing, and that work is being done, and folks are being held accountable for that work, and that everybody should be here by the time they get back from their trip. That everybody else should be here in town.
Everybody else.
Yeah. All of the new folks who are getting in, and we'll see.
I was wondering, he was talking about becoming a better defender, like an on-ball defender, and I was wondering if going against Alonzo Verge, day in and day out, helped him get used to, some of the quicker ball handlers, some of the better ball handlers that he might have to face in the Big Ten, because Verge can handle the ball, get to the rim when he wanted. So that seems like it would be a really good competition or measuring stick for somebody that wanted to become a better on-ball defender.
Well, I mean, this is the part that when you hear these student athletes talk about who they are and how they process, like he's in the tank. And the thing about being in a Shark Tank is you got to do shark stuff, right? You get tired of getting beat up, right?
I mean, he had all the different kind of people he'll have to face on a regular, like you said, Verge, one of the better ball handlers, Trey, one of the more explosive guys, Kobe, an amazing shooter, can kind of, hit you with some moves and hit a shot in your face. Like, he had pretty much anything he's going to face on the basketball court, he had on his team.
Like it's when this is how standards are changed, is that you have to compete. Like there has to be friction in practice. And, look, he told us a lot in that space, but his heart, that matters. Like, he's going to go about it the right way. Like, he enjoys the game, so he's going to act like he enjoys it. So, and not everybody can go to that depth level with, hey, the X's and O's and then the physicality. And then, hey, listen, quite frankly, I just have to work and execute. Work and execute cures a lot. It cures a lot of stuff. And they know that what they did last year wasn't good enough. And they know that, guys didn't work hard enough or they couldn't get on the same page. Well, they have a chance to change it. Same for football. Same for baseball. Like you have an opportunity. There is a way to get better at it. And if they're willing to be coached and to take criticism and to use that criticism positively, they got a shot. Now, I'll tell you, it's cool to know that the parents are supportive of him being
on board
around us.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to miss that. Like,
no.
It matters. And through all of that, and maybe we'll have some news in June.
Yeah, it's my daughter's birthday.
When's your birthday?
June 17th. She turns 3.
She's a grandma already,
and she's a teenager.
Yeah, she's grown.
She's gonna be a 3-nager.
She's in charge.
100%. Yes,
she is in charge.
She went to the dentist today.
She was at the softball game, and she was in full control.
Yeah.
You guys, like, as parents,
we take turns.
Yeah, no, when the person who runs the parents is the grandparent, and she's a grandparent. She was telling, hey, listen,
she's a 3-nager, man. I tell you, man, she everything. She knows what she wants, and she's gonna get it.
Well, it's because you give her everything.
Not everything.
What do you say no to her about?
A lot.
What?
When she wants to have snacks, it's not snack time.
What is snack time?
Whenever she wants snacks. But for the most part, we're just like, no, you can't. No, we're not doing that right now.
Snack time is whenever she decides.
Whenever she wants a snack.
Whenever she brings it up.
We've gotten a lot better of keeping her at the table for supper time, and she actually eats her food. But it's hard, like toddlers, and I'm just like, she's not. I feel like she's not eating a lot sometimes, and people are like, oh no, toddlers, they just do that. Like, sometimes they eat, sometimes they don't eat. They don't snack.
Hungry?
They just
Not
don't.
hungry.
They're just like, oh, I'm hungry today. I'm gonna eat all of it. And then some days they're like, I'm gonna take a bite and I'm full, and they won't eat anything the rest of the day.
That's
It's like,
all.
are you sure you don't want to eat?
Question for you, kind sir. Your 2-year-old daughter, is she drinking Mountain Dew?
Sometimes.
I heard this Saturday, and I just my bat senses went off. Spider senses.
She
went
drinks
off.
more water than anything else. She actually likes water.
She likes the green juice. I heard this.
She goes, I want daddy's green juice. And I go, a little bit. And she gets a little bit, and
That's enough.
That's enough.
That's enough.
And I'm like, okay, stop. Because she tries to, she just holds it because she can hold things herself. So she holds it herself and she just is drinking. And I go, that's enough. And she keeps going. And then she tries to go faster. I'm like, okay, stop. I have to pull it away. She spills a little bit. I'm like, no, we're done. Drink your water. But she's good. She is actually really good at drinking water.
You're giving your 2-year-old Mountain Dew.
People do worse.
Who's in charge?
I am. I am in charge.
You are not.
100%. She went to the dentist today. She has great teeth. She actually brushes her teeth. She's good. The dentist loved her. They were really good with her.
She
kept wanting to eat snacks after they put a little fluoride on her teeth. She goes, I want crackers. I go, nah, we can't. They said 30 minutes. We got to wait. And she yelled at me. And I was like, I'm sorry. We got to wait. So then we just listened to music. And she was good. She
So what
sang
are you guys listening to in the car these days?
It was the Encanto soundtrack, but now we're listening to Sing 2. We have that movie, and she loves it. So we listen to those songs.
I was wondering about that. I wasn't sure what.
They're good songs. It's like the child-friendly version of like today's hits. They're really good. It's a pretty cute movie.
So you're just listening to it, and she just happens.
I can't sing. She doesn't let me. She doesn't let me or mom sing.
Wow.
Because it's hers.
Grandparent.
She goes, no, there's certain parts we can sing.
She's the grandparent.
She goes, this is yours, Dad. This is yours, Mom. I sing this.
It's good to know who runs everything. That's what I thought.
That's what
All right.
happens with a 3 nature.
Oh my goodness. All right, we'll throw it to.
But at least she's cute, right? Like
Yeah, she's
got
definitely
that going
cute.
for her.
Definitely cute.
KJ with his 2 teeth. Soon he'll be trying to compete with her. She is 100% going to boss him around, and he's just going to have to.
That's
take
what big sisters do.
He's just gonna have to take it.
That's what big sisters do.
She wants to paint his nails already, and we're like, his nails are too small. We can't do that.
It'll change. It'll change.
So yeah, once he starts walking, it's gonna be an issue with those two.
It's gonna be an issue for you and Rachel.
Yeah, it's an issue. It's for real.
All right.
Until we drop him off at Uncle DP's house.
Captain Show up next. No, you won't.
Oh, yes, I will.